Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Kings of the North second day matches. We are the young and the old of the esports Forko Jester and Master Duck. We are here with ES Champ TV and CG Magazine to crown our Group B victors tonight. We got a few actually really big names tonight here playing around in this All Canada Cup. But first, we're going to recap what happened last week in Group A. So if you weren't with us, I don't know where else you would be on a Friday night here in Toronto, but we had some amazing games, starting off with Massa and Jig.
Yeah, Jig wasn't able to take the first game, but did win the second one with a very good macro game there, but then Massa was able to close it out 2-1. After that, we went into Desro versus Saravati. Saravati taking game number 1, and then Desro taking 2 more right afterwards. He began that streak with a 2-gate. It was very fun. Desro was saying how he wasn't actually that confident, but was able to pull it out at the end, but then had to go up against Toronto favorite Massa and did lose that seeding match.
So what does that mean? That actually means that going into our finals, Massa is the first seed out of Group A, whereas Desro is going to be the second, and that means that they're going to go up against the winners of tonight, which is the Group B matches. So who do we got tonight? Well, first up, it's going to be Hendrilisk up against Poo, and then we're going to have Huck and Hayim, but we don't actually have a Huck tonight, do we?
Yeah, you know, here in esports, Huck, a very busy person, did have DreamHack last week and is going to be going to yet another tournament this weekend, so wasn't actually feeling that he'd be able to play, so, you know, just was a little busy, so Elham going to get pushed forward into the seeding match, guaranteeing him a top 4 placing here.
Yes, we do regret that forfeit, but he will be awaiting now our victors of our actual match tonight, which will be Hendrilisk up against Poo, and we are ready to roll with that one here, ladies and gentlemen. So Kings of the North Group B, we're going to figure out here who's going to take home the invite to go up against El Hayem. Will it be Complexity, Hendrilisk, or will it be from Clarity Gaming, Poo? A ZVP on Merry-Go-Round is going to be our first.
Yeah, Merry-Go-Round is the only 3-player map in the entirety of StarCraft 2, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's triangular. Last Friday, we did have this map come into play, Massa versus Jig.
Yep.
That was
our first map then, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sadly, Jig did not make anything past Banelings, but, you know, we'll have to see.
I remember that map. It's just like, all right, Mutas, they're coming one day, sometime. Nope, he's just going to lose. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but... You know,
he came back strong in game number 2.
Yeah, he definitely did. And he did put in quite a bit of damage with his Zerglings and Banelings. So we're going to see, will it turn out the same way or not? But we're going to be getting in here. We're going to be spawning on top of our red Protoss player representing Clarity Gaming. It is Poo.
Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh. Maybe not quite related, but our first Protoss here for the night from Clarity Gaming. Funny thing about Clarity Gaming, I actually found it. I know people from Clarity this weekend. So, yeah. It's a small world after all, Master Doug. Small world. Up in our top right from Complexity Sound Blaster, Toronto. I would say reigning second place in the Torcrafts that we run. Hendrilisk. Yeah.
He is pretty much our king of silver here.
It's tough competition, you know, that Torcraft that with Massa. We saw him last week. You know, again, Massa was in top form. He is going to be the top seed out of Group A. Can Hendrilisk match him there to be the top seed here in Group B? We're going to have to find that out. But already, Poo, he's going to throw down that. I want to say this is going to be, you know, Forge Fast Expand or some kind of early expand here from him.
Yeah, definitely. You know, with no probe sent out too early, and especially since there's more than one spawn here, not going to be a cannon rush, but Poo will be going for the Forge Fast Expand. As we do see here, the Forge is going to be getting thrown down, and then an Nexus soon shortly after. This probe will be probably getting sent out in the opposite direction of this one, as, you know, there is a 3-player map. This is one spawn, as you can see here, designated by the one.
Yes, that is the one spawn, yes.
I'm guessing this one is 3. I'm not sure.
Triangular maps, please.
Yes. But yeah, so there are 3 spawns here, so it's always best to just try and get both of them at the same time, because that way you can be sure that you know where your opponent's going to be. And Poo, he's going to be getting in here. He's going to be throwing down a pylon back here. This may be...
Yeah, it's going to get scouted.
Yeah.
Like, easy.
Yeah, there's already an Overlord back there. He's like, why did you send a probe back there? There's nothing back there. So
You always got to be a little bit worried. He's like, is that probe going to the main base? No. All right. Well, let's go find out what he's doing. Skulking in a corner, making proxies. But because it is, maybe you misspoke a little bit. With that that forge out there, we thought maybe it would be a fast expand, but instead, there comes the cannons, and Henderlisk is he's as cool as a cucumber. He's like, whatever, I got this.
I said that it wasn't going to be a cannon rush. This isn't a rush. This is 3 cannons. This is more a cannon push at this point because,
it'll buy time.
Yeah. And that hatchery is going to finish. It looks like it's not going to get canceled. The 3 cannons are going to be finishing up.
He's got this.
Yeah.
He's not. Oh,
cancels it.
Yeah,
and the drone gets away.
1
health.
I feel like that's going to be a big blow to Henderlisk. Like a big blow.
Well, it looks like this probe he might want to.
Pylon?
Nope, going to be blocking it in
Pentagram. Yeah. Now he's just going to be playing around. Like with that hatchery canceling, we do have quite a few minerals. I'm a little surprised he hasn't attacked that drone, believe it or not. But it looks like we actually did cancel out those other 2 cannons. I mean, clearly you don't need them there. Get a little bit of money back in Poo's pocket, and he's going to be expanding off the back of this as well. But you can see the triple base and now some Zerglings going to be set up here from Henderlisk. So he's set back a little bit here for the early, but at the same time, there's not that much to fear here from Poo. I mean, sinking in that early minerals and that build time into the cannons, he knows that there's not going to be really that many gateway units at his door.
Yeah, right now. And, Poo, he's going to be throwing down his natural expansion, is getting the gateway up. Henderlisk, though, actually going to force a cancel there.
I wonder if that's a fake out then.
It could be, but he's already also taken this base, so it's still going to be 3 bases nonetheless.
Well, 6 Zerglings should be able to take a cannon at this point.
Not sure. Right now, there's only the 4. Maybe with Metabolic Boost, he might be able to take it out, but it's...
Yeah, that's still a ways away.
Yeah. So probably going to be waiting a bit. Looks like, he's not going to be trying to be too focused into taking care of that cannon in his natural. He's going to be taking this base out here. And then as soon as he gets rid of that cannon, he's going to be getting a pretty safe 4 bases there.
It feels like a fake out to me because there's no scouting probe out right now. Those 4 Zerglings should be able to easily determine if anybody's going to be coming that way soon. And it's more of an information battle that Henderlisk is now waging. He's redone his expos twice now.
Yeah.
And Poo at this point doesn't have any way to actually go and check that. He's finally sending out that probe, you can see on the map. So he will discover, that's not even a probe, it's a Zealot. He will discover that it's not there anymore and it has been repositioned, but he does know it's not at the natural. So he's going to go for a bit of a walkabout, I feel.
Yep. This Zealot is going to be seeing some drones, though. And let's
Follow the
see.
drone party. Follow the drone. Nope.
Oh, there we go. Now he's going to be going over there. He does know that there was a hatchery thrown over here, so we'll be getting confirmation that that does exist, but he will also be dying to these queens. This queen is off creep, but this one's still on creep, so that's going to be
the Zealot had a fruitful life as a scout.
Yeah.
He determined that there was indeed a base here.
Yep. Oh.
For Ire.
Yeah. Yep.
Roach is going to be on his way with an Evo chamber. Back at Poo's base, he's going to get a few more gateways on top of things. You see some weapons coming his way as well. And, of course, he does have the stalkers ready to go. So, 4-gate push on a 2-base.
Yeah. With the Twilight Council, I feel like he might try adding on more gates later and then getting +2. Right?
Think he'll actually wait that long?
He could, especially since Henderlisk has taken so long to get his 3rd base. Poo has had his natural up for quite a while, has had the gas income, can still get more gas income, as right now he's only had 2 on either assimilator, so it's a little weird that way. But we'll see. The Twilight Council does come down.
Oh, we do have a decent amount banked up as well.
Yeah.
So Poo, I mean, he's just kind of resting on his laurels at this point. Once he gets those gates up, though, I fully expect it all to kind of just disappear.
Oh, it's a dark shrine.
Well, all right, I suppose. I mean, Poo at this point has the position, he has the money, he has that early game advantage because of all those build times, all those lost minerals on top of the canceled hatcheries.
Yeah.
But he also has this proxy, and the army values are just really not there for either player at this point. 12 apiece, and these 4 Zealots, I feel like, could really just hinder the economy here of Poo.
Yep, will prevent some mining happening over here at the 3rd base. This pylon is still here. The Overlord, it's been seeing Zealots showing up out of nowhere, but still not going to be finding that pylon there. And right now, there's 8 Zealots in here. These drones are coming back, but I don't think they'll be lasting too long. Looks like he might try going for this hatchery. Zerglings are going to start flooding in here, but, those Zealots, there are quite a few of them, and they've only taken really shield damage at this point.
But there's 20 more Zerglings on the way, including some of those upgrades. So, again, like, this is just a bit more of an information battle going on. Like, Poo, he's just going to scout out. He brought it down to half, but at the same time, he forced a lot of production.
Yeah.
We saw, those army values spiked. Like 100% more army than we just had 30 seconds ago. And that's a lot of lost larvae. We lost out on the mining. And again, there's really no big counterattacks going on here because we feel fairly safe at the wall. He also feels really confident because of these DTs.
Yep, and right now, Hendrilisk, he does not know that the DTs exist. Will be morphing in the Overseers, and right now it looks like there is also some...
I hear them. There
they are,
DTs.
DTs. You know, that Clog working really well, even working on us there.
2 bases. The third is actually now down and out for the count.
And the main will be taking about half mass damage there. Actually, more than that.
That's a dangerous position to be in.
3/4 there.
Dangerous position to be in. So.
And Poo, he's just going to take his third here. He's going to start getting up some robotics facility units, getting those immortals. Going to be getting up his +2. And, you know, the funny thing is he hasn't taken his Mothership Core for a while. And I feel like... Yeah, he hasn't needed it. That's true. And
well, he might need it now. that's a lot of Zerglings on the field.
Those Zerglings are a little indecisive, though. They did kind of pull back a bit, and, you know, it does have these sentries. Shouldn't walk out here, though, as those Zerglings will deal a number. Needs to get out behind those rocks. Will do that. Nice force fields. Will kind of keep those Zerglings away from the Immortals. Yep.
This is a Gandalf situation. You shall not pass. And Poo is just, I feel he's really in control of this game. Like, he's actively scouting, actively doing damage, and he's now like lured a lot of that army to its death there from Hendrilisk. Sure, spent a lot of energy out of it, but this is why I was really saying it was a dangerous position because it's gone. Like, that layer is toast. Hendrilisk is now down to 1 base mining with 1, larvae producing hatchery at this point. He has another one coming there back at his natural that he has finally taken, but the Ward Prison, the DTs, that army, like as soon as Poo saw that army attacking, he's like, yes, thank you, free layer, bada bing, bada boom. And, Hendrilisk, again, he's on the ropes.
Yeah, right now, you can even just looking at the units, that only really has like 5 roaches and 9 Hydralisks as well as a handful of Zerglings. That's not really going to do too much. And, Poo, with this 3rd base now, he is going to start ramping up his production, has that robotics facility already pumping immortals. He's already going to be getting up to +3 ground. And we take a look, it's only 1-1 for melee.
Now it's just been pure weapons out of Poo. He started that early research as well. I mean, as soon as he got that cancel, he had the forge all ready to go. He had the expansion ready. He's been mining up that gas. Again, he was stockpiling that gas as well for a good while. So you know that, he's going for the throat. Like, I feel like he's in a really good position. He's been in control of this a lot. There's been a lot of reactionary play coming out of Hendrilisk, but hasn't really gotten to a big avail yet.
Yep, and it looks like the War Prison going to be coming back into the main here. Not really going to be able to do too much, just kind of pulling Hendrilisk apart more.
He's poking the beast.
Yeah.
He's poking him.
Right now, the lair is getting remade over here at what is now the 3rd base, I guess.
The new first.
New main base. Over at the top center of the
We
map.
got Poo moving out, though.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, does Hendrilisk have a composition that can take this? He is technically ahead in terms of army supply, but look at the army of changelings coming down. When you have that many overseers, I guess you got to do something with them.
Yeah. And he's just like, I know where you are.
See, if I was playing this game and I saw this, it's like, man, I made a lot of zealots.
Well, nope. But, these High Templar, they're going to get revealed. Storm is not done. It's just starting up. Blink is also on the way. But +3 is going to be finishing up soon. And
we looking for that timing?
Yeah. With +3, his opponent only has the +1 ground. Not even done the +1 ground carapace yet. So it's going to be a while.
Producer's snickering off in the corner. But again, like, Poo, Clarity Gaming, I haven't really seen much from him, but this is an all-Canadian tournament, and I got to say, like, I want to go see more of Poo now because he's done this early game just utterly fantastic.
Yeah, Poo, he is over from the West Coast, over in BC there, so over there on that side of the country, he's done very well in lands. I believe Vancouver, he definitely made a top placing, so.
Vancouver.
Yeah.
That's a great name.
But yeah, so like I know he's very active over there. Just in terms of online, you can't always see everybody since there's just so many people. So, definitely showing that he's worth something.
Dark Templars found the next baby hatchery in production. We do got some Zerglings now coming over, but there's no Overseer there quite yet. Either way, it's just a scout. If the scout is actually going to get the hat trick, then that's going to pay for itself in spades. There we go.
Overseer finishes.
Whew.
Saves him.
Yeah, but again, like, big information battle. The entire army went over there, and now I could have sworn Poo was going to go for a positional strike there.
Well, you know, Blink is finishing up, so might as well wait for that, as it'll allow him to
weapons.
just... Yeah, might as well use the Blink to get even better positioning than he already has. Get a couple more Archons.
Straight into Archons.
Nothing that bad. And, you know, these upgrades, they're starting to run out because Hendrillus does have the double evolution chamber, so he's going to be getting up to 2-2 for his missile units soon, and it's going to be kind of
Poking
equalizing. Yeah, and, well, I don't know if this is poking anymore because he's actually going to be taking out quite a few Hydralisks because they're at the front there.
But again, it's also just keeping Hendrillus, again, very reactionary, on his toes. The main army does engage. I'm, again, not really too sure that was the best of moves there from Hendrillus. His attention was split, and Poo took advantage of that. The Time Warp is not going to hit anything.
Yeah. Up. Creep tumor.
All right,
it will
takes
go
that
down.
creep tumor. I like the creep spread, actually, here from Hendrillus. He's been very on the defensive, but he still has a nice spread going out there. Nice creep highway for his group just to kind of get from point A to point B. But, I mean, we are basically maxing out at this point. Still, we got those DTs. They took out the base there on the side. They're going to go cause havoc up in the top while the main force moves in.
Yep, and it's going to be pushing in. Definitely, Storm's going to be going down on the little Roach Hydra force over there. It looks like some Roaches and Hydras will be taking out the reinforcements, but you know, Hendrillus only having about half his army there. It's really making things easier for Poo to push in. Does have the lower army supply count, but you know, the Storms are going to be going down. It looks like the Roaches and Hydras are going to be coming from the behind.
Yeah. He was waiting for those Roaches to get in the front, but these Storms are devastating. Wow. I was going to say, I mean, this could be a really nice pincer maneuver there from Hendrillus. Maybe he will take this game after all, but force fields and those Storms, man. Oh,
and
wow.
that Lair's going to go down yet again. We do have Enduring Locust finishing up, though, so Swarm Host might be in the cards here for Hendrillus. So
when was the last time I saw Swarm Hosts? Wow.
Yeah.
Like, we do the Tortcraft every week, and every week we never see Swarm Hosts. Now, possibly my prayers will be answered. We're actually going to be trying to cut off that army there, Telk.
Yeah. Right now it's just kind of running after the reinforcements, but since the creep did end, not really going to be able to chase too much further. Double Colossus production.
It's a lot of stalkers.
Yeah. And extended thermal lance on the way, so the Swarm Hosts begin.
Indeed. So, very surgical strike there from Poo. Again, like, he's been really trying to curb the Hendrillus bases. You've seen a lot of activity as it expos. He's back down to 3 bases at this point. We've taken out 2 layers, at least a hatchery. We've forced 2 hatchery cancels at this point. And again, I mean, it's not really like game-ending play here from Poo, but it's really keeping him kind of in control of, you know, what the larva is doing there from Hendrillus. And Hendrillus, he was able to rebuff it, but if we reinforce this next army with Colossi, I mean, chances are small, I think.
And you know, the Colossi, they're definitely kind of a necessity, especially with Swarm Hosts coming out. You know,
need to get rid of those locusts.
Yeah. But right now there aren't actually too many Swarm Hosts, just because of the fact that Hendrillus has just been having to have his resources be split apart so much, and might actually lose this infestation pit. That would have been terrible. Loses it, and
DTs, please.
That means he's gonna have to wait a long while before he can get even more Swarm Hosts.
He's gonna go Spire. He has a Spire down.
But, you know, with the amount of stalkers that he has, it might not be all bad. Definitely, he did recognize that the robotics facility tech was there.
These snipes have been pretty on point, I got to say.
Yeah.
Two layers, at least a hatchery, if not 2 more from the expansions, and now the infestation pit.
Yeah.
That's really putting authority in Hendrillus' style. I've not really seen him on the ropes like this before.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, Massa, obviously, but that's Terran, right?
Yeah. Gravitic Booster's going to be coming out. He still thinks it's Swarm Host right now, but he killed the infestation pit. I guess he thought Hendrillus would have gone to replace that infestation pit, but...
It's not a terrible thought.
Yeah. But, you know, Hendrillus, he really just wants to play with Poo here. It looks
that
like
army, man.
He's going to be moving out. There are a couple Locusts, but they're not really going to be able to get too far. The Spire is going to be finishing up soon, and there's
no food. Oh, yeah, the 151. Sorry. I was looking at the wrong one.
There's a lot of gas banked up right now from Euless.
There is a lot. 2,000 gas. But at the same time, look at this scary army value coming out from Poo.
But
like, That is a scary army coming. And he's maxed at this point. He wants to fight.
Yeah. You know, right now these Swarm hosts, it looks like they're not actually going to be getting
I love the
hit here.
Changeling army there.
Yeah, he's just distracting the Zealots, and that Queen's going to be going down. Poo, he's going to be moving in. 17 Corruptors are coming out, but there's only really four Colossi. DTs will back up this Nexus.
Yeah, no, there was definitely an attack there. It's like, where's the army coming up from Hendulus? Well, it's not really in position here. Like, he doesn't have them all together. You see some Hydras there off to the side. Some Roaches now going to be coming back up. But, you know, putting a protective ring. Oh, that Time Warp is so good. Putting a protective ring around these Colossi. I mean, this is a nice sandwich situation, but do we have the army to break this?
Well, we're going to find out. You know, once those Colossi go down, he's not really going to have AoE, but at the moment, it doesn't look like there's too much of a ground army anymore. And these Stalkers may be able to just pull it out. The drone's going to get pulled from the third, whatever base you want to call it at this point. Nth base. And GG from Hendrilisk, who is going to take game number 1 there.
Again, like, he was very much in control of the game.
Yeah.
A lot of information strikes, a lot of snipes on some very key buildings. I mean, we saw the one Swarm host, I believe, actually made it into the world, and then he was just kind of the last of his kind after that, with the infestation pit going down. But man, that was just again a really good information battle out of Poo. Like, that's how I'm just going to classify that. Yeah,
and you know, he did get that Spire. Made so many Corruptors, but there was only 4 Colossi, right? He didn't replace that Infestation, but thinking that there would be an overabundance of Colossi, and then he goes for Spire, get so many Corruptors that he can just easily kill them, but wasn't able to do it because Poo outsmarted him.
So. It was a very reactionary game out of Hendulus. And you know, outside of the Toronto scene, I'm not entirely too sure how many different circuits that he does hit. Poo definitely very, very comfortable that game, especially like right off the bat. He found him on the 3-player map, found the perfect opportunity to throw down those cannons, forced out the cancel out of Hendulus instead of Hendulus trying to just defend it early. But it was almost from then on, like, Poo would just keep making Hendulus react. And I mean, not once did we ever have like any attack on the main base at all. There was no pressure on Poo at all. Yeah,
and you know, Hendrilisk was the one that did pick Merry-Go-Round, and this is going to be Poo's map pick here. It's going to be Frost, and it is a kind of similar map, but